So now I'm going to talk about the world of blockchain. Blockchain industry has risen over in past 11 to 20 years. Since 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto, who invented blockchain, has taken the idea of digital timestamp that we'll talk about in the later video. But for now, let's introduce the blockchain industry to you. Let's move on to the next slide. Blockchain, like here it says, blockchain means a chain connection of informatory blocks. The blocks has the information in presenting itself by its data and the hash of the previous block. The hash is an identity. Like it says, it was originally started in 1991 by digital timestamps, more like a notary. What's a notary? In a notary, the big leaders of the world have connections, and they don't want any government to put an unfair means of communication, unfair means of illegal means of communication in between their conversation. That's why they have created blockchain, and blockchain industry has created this kind of this sort of secure network that they can even create an e-notary through the blockchain technology. Let's move on to the next slide. What does a block means in the blockchain? Each block contains data, hash, and the hash of the previous block. If I would have any sort of animation, I could explain much easier, but though I don't have anything, so I can explain you right now. If there's a block, the upper side of a block contains the data, the lower side of the block contains the lower phase of the block contains the hash, and the right phase contains the hash of the previous block. If a block is there, and the first block of the blockchain is called the genesis block, and all the other blocks are called the following blocks. We can't say it like that, the block number 2, block number 3, block number 4. We always have to say like the following blocks through the genesis block or the tempered block. I'll come to it. Let's move on. Data. What is the data? Data, we all know the data that is stored inside a block depends on the type of blockchain. Then moving on, hash. What's a hash? It is an identity, like we have fingerprints. Fingerprints can be more relative to the hash because everyone has different sort of fingerprints. But here it is more complicated than a fingerprint. When a block is created, its hash is being calculated. It's like numbers, big numbers, and million, trillion kind of numbers, and it's the block's identity. If changing something inside the block will cause the hash to change. If the hash is changed, then the whole block is changed. It doesn't remain like it was previously. Moving on to the next slide.
जाना तो बंद कर दो सुन लियो